Most of the arm wrestling community considers Dennis as the best left-handed arm wrestler of all times. And the same question was asked to Devon Larratt too. And this was his answer.
Who's the greatest left arm of all time?
Vitaly would beat him.
So surprisingly, unlike most arm wrestlers and most arm wrestling fans, Devon's answer wasn't Dennis. In fact, it was Vitaly Laletin. Coach Ray was also looking a little bit surprised when he didn't hear the name Dennis, but Devon did give us some logical points that should at least force us to think more about this subject. And before we discuss that, let's take a look at what Devon said about their 2018 left arm super match regarding this best left-hander of all time debate. I hope that people don't measure too much of how great he is by the time I pulled him in 2018, because I'm not to be considered one of the best left-handers of all time. I am not. There's many people above me in that list. So Devon's argument was Dennis has just beaten Pushkar on the left arm and none of the other great arm wrestlers. And Devon said that I have beaten Pushkar too. And as we have seen, that match was kind of dominant. So let's try to take a look at what Dennis has done on the left arm, which makes him the GOAT in many people's eyes. Mostly it is about winning Zloty tours. So he won all of them. I don't think there was a time when Dennis competed left arm in Zloty and he didn't win. Maybe he won like 6 times, 7 times. I don't know the exact number. But Devon is kind of right. His biggest rival was Andre Pushkar, not just on the right arm but on the left arm too. Devon gave 3 names that Dennis never beat, and that's why he doesn't consider him as the left arm GOAT. First one was Travis. I do not agree with this. Why? Because Travis to me was not on Denis Cyplenkov's level, and there was a time when Dennis did technically beat him, although not directly but indirectly. I'm talking about 2011 Zloty Tour. Look at the results. Denis Cyplenkov number 1 and Travis Bagent number 3. Travis lost to Andre Pushkar and then Dennis beat Pushkar in the finals. Although these two never met that day, but they didn't meet because Travis wasn't even good enough to get to the finals. And there may have been one more Zloty Tour instance like that where Travis lost to Dmitry Trubin and Denis Cyplenkov ended up winning that. But I'm not sure about that. At least not completely sure. So in my mind, Dennis has definitely beaten Travis Bagent. He was definitely ahead of him. Then Devon was talking about Levan Saginashvili. Yes, these two never faced each other and Levan Saginashvili was untouchable on the left arm because he never really lost after 2015. And unlike Dennis, Levan has wins over Vitaly Laletin too. And his posting style top roll, which we saw against Vitaly Laletin at Zloty Tour, that seems to be a good move that can work against Denis Cyplenkov too. So was Levan already ahead of Dennis? That's on the fans and the arm wrestling experts to decide. Most people will say that up until 2019, when Dennis got sick and fell off, he was ahead of Levan Saginashvili, but Levan's left also got injured during the same year. So if you think that Dennis in 2019, early 2019 was ahead of Levan, then Levan's left has never reached the level of Denis Cyplenkov's left. I'm talking about prime Cyplenkov obviously. And then let's talk about Vitaly Laletin. I don't think these two met in an official competition either, at least not after 2013. I've seen a right arm match between Dennis and Vitaly, so maybe there could have been a left arm match too in some kind of overalls, but Vitaly was very light back then and he was not in the contendership of becoming the best guy in the world. But when we look at their practice pulls from 2018 or 2019, Vitaly was doing pretty good against Dennis on the left arm. He was still very light, I would guess around 120 kilos max, and he was still handling Denis Cyplenkov pretty well in this practice pull. Although I would still say that even if this was a super match, 6-round super match as they were back in the day, Dennis would have still probably won. He would have held him, tired him out and then beat him. But since then, Vitaly has improved a lot and it's safe to assume that that was the best shape of Denis Cyplenkov. So if Vitaly can give him some troubles back then this version of Vitaly will for sure be better than the best version of Denis Cyplenkov. And it's not just that one practice pull. successful. Vitaly was always kind of doing well against Denis Cyplenkov. So yes, I may have to agree with Devon on this. I never really thought about it like that, but this version of Vitaly which we are seeing in 2025, which we will see against Morozov, I don't think Denis Cyplenkov in 2018 was as strong on the left arm. That's why Devon said that he believes Vitaly is the left arm best arm wrestler of all times, and he always said that Morozov isn't the rightful champion. Vitaly deserved that title more, but for whatever reason he couldn't get the opportunity. And as you can assume, he's already predicting Vitaly to destroy Morozov on February 15th.